Hey everyone, Miss GoElectric here. Today is Sunday, May 5th, 2024, and this is The Current, weekly EV news. Our goal is to provide the most helpful 10 minutes of EV and electrification stories available anywhere. The big news in the EV industry this week is related to human resources at Tesla. Let's have a closer look at Tesla's recent layoffs of their supercharging team. Back in April, Tesla announced impending layoffs affecting at least 10% of its workforce. This past week, a publication called The Information leaked confidential email communication details indicating that company leader Elon Musk asked team leaders to generate a list of the most expendable team members. It was reported that Rebecca Tanucci, the senior director of EV charging at Tesla, did not comply with the request. Elon laid off Rebecca along with most of her team, constituting about 0.3% of the company. While this move made headlines with some publications, there have been no reported detrimental effects on network uptime or the Tesla user experience. Elon then posted publicly on his X platform, reassuring EV drivers and investors that the network would continue to expand. An email that leaked from Elon to Tesla's remaining leaders restated the importance of team leaders at Tesla following his directive to reduce headcount. Though the charging team is gone, the division achieved most of the goals Elon Musk established 15 years ago. According to the latest earnings call this quarter, they had established 6,249 supercharger locations worldwide, with about 60,000 dispensers. Tesla has laid claim to the largest global network of fast chargers. It could be said that the charging department is no longer pioneering totally uncharted territory or improving hardware and process efficiencies by leaps and bounds. With few gaps remaining on major highways and within major urban areas, future charging sites can be expected to yield diminishing returns. The team of over 500 added 1,270 supercharger sites in 2023, according to Inside EVs. That works out to roughly 2.5 locations per employee in that department. If we conservatively assume those employees earned about $60,000 a year on average, each location has an average of about $25,000 of internal labor associated. They have templatized the process of planning and installing stations to the point where inexperienced new workers can probably get more done for less money. Continued supercharger rollout workload will be absorbed by the company as well as third parties. Tesla has negotiated deals with other charge point operators, also known as CPOs, to sell their fast charging equipment as a white label service. The first deal made this past October with oil giant BP's charging division, BP Pulse, valued at $100 million. Tesla also is the leading winner in the federal government's National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program, known as NEVI, winning over 42 site bids thus far, according to EV Adoption, an EV charging statistics aggregator focused on NEVI data. Last year, Tesla announced a deal with Ford to incorporate Tesla's connector design, then known as the North American Charging Standard, or NACS. The standard has since been certified by the Society of Automotive Engineers with an official name of the J3400 connector. Most major automakers have decided to follow Ford's lead in adopting the J3400 standard. No change to these plans have been announced. In Tesla's Investor Day presentation last year, priority expansion intent included widespread Level 2 AC charging. This has been realized by partnerships including Hilton's order of 20,000 universal wall connectors, with at least 6 at each location of their 2,000 locations. Choice Hotels said their 7,500 locations across the world are approved to add 4 or more Tesla charging stations each. And BWH Hotels mentioned they would deploy Tesla universal wall connectors across over 2,000 North American locations starting in 2024 as well. While nobody likes to see employees lose their jobs, we must also understand that the overall health of a company like Tesla is crucial to EV adoption. Slowing EV sales, renewed focus on vehicle autonomy, energy storage growth, and the Optimus Robots programs are all factors which require a rebalancing of resources. Tesla has risen to dominance in part by moving swiftly and decisively. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this topic, so please comment below. The U.S. Department of Treasury has announced a final rule regarding the Inflation Reduction Act's clean vehicle credits, with lifted restrictions on the sections regarding the battery critical mineral requirements and foreign entities of concern. Acting on feedback from certain automakers, this final rule delays escalating requirements for sourcing of U.S. or trade partner-sourced critical minerals until 2027 due to existing origin traceability limitations. These materials include graphite, electrolyte salts, binders, and additives. According to the Washington Post, China produces around 70% of the world's graphite and refines around 90% of it. The U.S. Department of Treasury confirmed in the final ruling that taxpayers may rely on vehicle eligibility information provided by manufacturers so that taxpayers are not penalized for manufacturers' mistakes. They added, so far this year, more than 100,000 credits have been transferred at the point of sale, representing more than $700 million in upfront savings for consumers. There are about 120 EV models available for purchase in the U.S. This final ruling may open up eligibility for more EVs to claim the credit. If you're planning to buy an EV this year and you want to learn more about your eligibility and a particular vehicle's eligibility, I'll link information in this video's description for you to investigate. Costco is offering spring savings for their members under their auto program for select electric vehicles. Volvo XC40 and C40 Recharge, and General Motors products like the Chevy Blazer EV, Equinox EV, and Cadillac Lyriq are eligible for $1,000 in savings. The Polestar 2 is eligible for $2,000 off. I'll add a link in the description if you want to look into those deals. Acura has announced they have begun delivering its first all-electric product for the U.S. market, the ZDX. The Acura ZDX is debuting with two trim levels, the A-Spec and Type S, with the A-Spec offering a single or dual motor variant and the Type S coming equipped with the dual motor setup. The ZDX is based on General Motors' Cadillac Lyriq. Both are manufactured in Spring Hill, Tennessee. Acura's ZDX delivers 500 horsepower from the Type S trim and up to 325 miles of range in its A-Spec single motor variant. Both trims have a 102 kilowatt-hour battery and can charge up to 11.5 kilowatts on AC and 190 kilowatts on a DC fast charger. Notable tech and features include a Google built-in infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Acura Watch advanced driver assistance technology, hands-free cruise, which is GM's Super Cruise, Acura's EV app with AcuraLink, powered by OnStar for connectivity services, and Acura's Concierge, an available adaptive air suspension, and digital rear-view mirror. Acura is also offering a $1,000 incentive for conquest buyers who drive a 2014 or newer Tesla. If you're in the market for a luxury electric SUV, would you choose the Acura ZDX or the Cadillac Lyriq? Rivian revealed they have received an $827 million incentive package from the state of Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, which will allow the company to expand operations at its plant in Normal, Illinois. The package includes tax incentives worth $634 million as long as, over the next 30 years, Rivian keeps at least 6,000 jobs in the state. $75 million was immediately delivered for support in their plant expansion, reaching up to about 4 million square feet from 2.6 million square feet. They said the funds from the incentive package will go towards expansion of the Normal plant, improvements in public infrastructure, and job training programs for Rivian's workforce. The company expects to add about 500 jobs with this funding. Production at Rivian's Normal plant restarted on May 1st after being shut down for retooling for most of the month of April. Rivian is expected to begin R2 production in the first half of 2026. In case we needed more proof that the quickest cars in the world tend to be electric, the FIA's all-electric racing series Formula E has announced the Gen3 EVO race car. These all-wheel drive vehicles can jolt from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 1.82 seconds, 30% faster than today's Formula One cars. The Hankook Ion tires will provide 5 to 10% more grip, and the body kits are now even more aerodynamic. The Gen3 EVO will debut next season in the 11th year of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. Well, that's all for this week's edition of The Current. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and sharing this video if you found some value in this coverage. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, drive, fly, ride. Go electric.